Hey everyone, how are y'all doing? Playing more Ace Attorney. Fingers crossed that I don't burn myself out. I'm very strongly considering taking another break, but we'll see if I hit a second wind. You know how it be.
Just so you know, I'm not gonna take sides.
Message received, loud and clear.
Good, because I don't like this one bit. You and Daddy should be on the same team.
Sorry, Trucy. Wow, she's really mad. I'm sorry too, little lady. This is all my fault.
I'm just worried things will never be the same between Daddy and Apollo. If they go through with this.
Is that all? Well, I wouldn't worry about that. That's why it's with that's the way it is with us men. We may fight, but we don't burn bridges.
Really?
Sure. 1 minute we're trading blows and the next we're having drinks together. We're simple creatures at heart.
I sure hope that you're right. Sorry I'm late, Apollo.
Athena, there you are. What happened with you and Mr. Wright yesterday?
Oh, about that. I ended up going to the wrong airport. I was waiting there thinking his flight was really late, and then before I knew it, I dozed off. By the time I woke up, it was already dark.
I figured something like that had happened. Being late and dozing off are the two things you do best.
Ugh. Guilty as charged.
So then, I take it you have no idea about what today's case is about?
Not a clue. Sorry. What is today's case about, if I might ask? Another locked room mystery? A suspect with a flimsy alibi? Ooh, or a dying message?
Sorry, strike 3, you're out. It's a civil case.
A civil case?
You act like I'm speaking Swahili here.
It's just the Right Anything Agency specializes in criminal law, or so I thought. In civil cases, there are no prosecutors, right? Instead, both parties retain an attorney.
Right. And the other attorney is someone you know very well.
Really? Who?
Trial will begin shortly. Please proceed to the courtroom at once. You're sounding awfully like the judge today, bailiff. No, I'm definitely not the judge in disguise. I'm definitely not one of the judge's simulacrum meat puppets. You don't seem to have any eyes, sir. Don't pay any attention to me. I'm just here to be a bailiff. Okay, fine. Okay, let's do this.
Apollo, wait, who's the other attorney? And where's Mr. Wright?
No time to explain. Let's go.
Okay, I'm right behind you.
It's really interesting that I get the feeling that this is going to turn into a murder case, but it's really interesting that this is like another non-murder case. Court is now in session? Oh, some sort of practice session? A mock trial, perhaps? Also, Apollo, don't ever question the bailiffs again, please. Fine. No, it's not, Your Honor. It's the real deal, Your Honor. So then you two have had a falling out. I won't have you using my courtroom for that, you know. Hi, Rosie. It's nothing like that, Your Honor. Exactly. It just so happens that we have different clients in this case. I see. Well, here's to hoping this has no adverse effect on your working relationship.
You can say that again. I had no idea we'd be going up against the boss today. You sure this is a good idea, Apollo?
What? Do you want to switch sides?
Honestly, I'd rather be anywhere but here right now.
Well, at least she is here. I'm really gonna need her help. Mr. Justice. Yes? Don't expect me to pull any punches just because you're the opposing lawyer. As I said, the kid gloves are off. And come what may, they'll stay off. Same here, Mr. Wright. If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get.
Yeesh. You guys are really chomping at the bit, aren't you?
I don't mind a good fight between coworkers, just keep it the civil case civil. And if you don't keep it civil, at least let me watch out in the parking lot. I want to see you two throw hands. I want to see Mr. Justice break Mr. Wright's nose. Judge, why do you think Apollo would be able to break my nose? Oh, trust me, it's one of my favorite moments to look at in time. I always take a look at that specific moment of him smashing you in the face with his fist and a loud objection as he breaks your nose. Now then, if the plaintiff would take to the stand, we may begin. Please tell me he has the whole cart. He does. I hate this man, but, like, I admire his commitment to the bit. The judge would definitely be the antagonist in the fight, wouldn't he? No, it's Apollo and Phoenix are fighting each other. Noble judge, members of the gallery, good day to you. I am Politician. This is but the start of my epic campaign, and you all have the honor of witnessing it. I believe the youth of this country are our very future. Too long have they been looked down on and given the cold shoulder. So to them I say, ask not what you can do for your country. Ask what you can do for me. I think now that I've got the now that I'm done with case 4 and now that Viv and I are done with Big Top, I think I'm finally like I might be hitting a second wind. Mr. Retition, what's that crazy contraption you're riding in? It's my custom-made, election-winning campaign mobile. Beautiful, isn't it? He's got a very punchable face, doesn't he? You're at a witness stand, not a campaign podium. So come out of there this instant. Alright, now with the plaintiff's attorney, Mr. Wright, please explain the complaint filed against the defendant. Mr. Retition's complaint against the defendant is simple. The defendant, one Dirk Sadmati, stole my client's family heirloom, the Crystal of Ami Faye. Mr. Retition merely seeks its return. This wouldn't have happened if that archaeologist hadn't kicked the bucket. I see. Well, Mr. Justice, let's have your opening statement, if you would. The defense asserts the item in question is the Founder's Orb, a sacred relic from Kurain. Go on. It seems someone asked an archaeologist, Dr. Archie Buff, to study the orb. Dr. Buff determined that it was a Kurainese national treasure known as the Founder's Orb. The very orb that was stolen from a treasure room in Kurain several weeks ago. Why, yes, I saw a news report about that. The theft of a Kuraianese national treasure has caused quite an uproar in the kingdom. Well, we believe that it was not, in fact, a theft in the traditional sense. Just realized what Archie Buff is a spoof of. What is it? Archaeology buff. But rather, that it was spirited out of Kurain by someone for Dr. Buff to study. You don't say. And? Around that time, an acquaintance of the defendant learned of Dr. Buff. He made contact with the doctor, who agreed to hand over the orb. Apparently, the doctor wanted nothing to do with it once he learned it had been stolen. Seems you even have a transfer agreement between both parties. Mr. Sadmati also agreed to return the Founder's Orb to the Kingdom of Kurain. Once the doctor verified it was the real thing. I see. This dispute centers on whether the item in question is the Founder's Orb or the Crystal of Ami Fe. That, in turn, will determine the object's rightful owner. I'd better bring my A game. Going up against Mr. Wright won't be a walk in the park. Come to think of it, the name Dirk Sadmati sounds awfully familiar. But I can't recall where I've heard it. Oh, it's probably your imagination, Your Honor. He's just a tourist, after all. My imagination, you say?
Are you sure about this, Apollo? He's a wanted criminal in Kurain, isn't he?
In Kurain, yes. Here, he's just a tourist. Very well, let's begin the proceedings. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness? We got a witness. Oh, it's Emma.
I would really appreciate it if you'd stop staring at my feet, Apollo.
Can I say? I don't like this joke. Emma?
Show some manners. We're in court.
I know, it's just... This is a civil trial, so I was surprised to see a detective take the stand. I had her do some digging on Dr. Buff. What for?
You disappoint me, Apollo. First, you know I'm not just a detective. I'm a forensic scientist. Do try to remember that. Second, you owe Mr. Wright an apology. After all he's done for you, you have some nerve.
First, I'm sorry. Second, I'm really just trying to do my job.
You'll never get anywhere with that attitude. Take some advice for someone who's been there.
Why do I feel like I'm on trial here? Detective Sky, your testimony, if you please. It does make sense that she would side with Phoenix in this, but like...
The police have had their eyes on Dr. Buff for some time. And just today, a number of stolen artifacts were discovered in his study. Among them were a priceless urn and a statue that were stolen from the Fae clan.
Like, it makes total sense that she would side with Phoenix.
It seems the doctor would do anything to study artifacts, including steal them. As for the relic at the center of this dispute, he likely stole it from the Attian residence.
The doctor is a thief? Why am I just hearing about this now?
Well, cat burglar isn't something he'd put on his resume. He's more careful than that. But the fact is, he was a classic treasure hunter. A treasure hunter, huh? Like people who have thrilling adventures in exotic places, risking life and limb for glory?
I doubt Dr. Buff was the star of his own hit movie series, Athena. Or game series. He's not Indiana Jones or Nathan Drake. Out of respect for the dead, I will say that Dr. Buff wasn't doing it to get rich. Apparently, he only wanted to borrow the artifacts to study them. He would then return them as soon as his research was finished.
According to the doctor's child, he would even repair or restore some of the artifacts he stole before returning them. He believed he was honoring the dead by discovering their history through artifacts.
Yeah, borrow them.
But whatever lofty ideals he held, it makes no difference. Larceny is larceny.
Yes, he certainly sounds no different from a regular thief to me. So let's say for a moment that the doctor really did moonlight in stealing artifacts. Might he not have stolen the Founder's Orb in Kurain and brought it back here himself? Nope. There's no record of him traveling overseas over the past few years. Plus, he couldn't very well leave his reclusive child at home all alone. Wow. Mr. Wright, you tripped over that sentence a lot. What the fuck? This really must be the Crystal of Omni-Fae. Thank you, Saribot, for banishing that bot. Yes, he stole it from the Etitian residence, probably so he could study it. This is the left hook I did not need.
I bet you never saw that coming, Apollo.
Yeah, when Mr. Wright said the kid gloves are off, he wasn't kidding. Sorry, mouth no work. Mr. Justice, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Nope, not that. I'm doing the Viv thing and pressing a wrong button. How exactly did Dr. Buff arouse the suspicion of the police anyway? How exactly did Dr. Buff go about arousing the police?
Violence. Chalk it up to good old-fashioned sleuthing. After investigating countless artifact thefts over the past few years, the police finally zeroed in on him, and the doctor became their prime suspect.
A number of those artifact thefts occurred in Kurain Village too, might I add. And they started right around the time the doctor moved there. But he was never arrested. I take it there was nothing concrete linking him to a crime?
No, which is why we were never able to get a search warrant in the first place. It's hard to arrest artifact thieves unless you catch them red-handed. Instead, we caught him with a red forehead because he was bleeding profusely from it. Still, the police had him under constant surveillance.
You know, even if he is a thief, that's still kind of fucked up. Hold it! Are you sure these allegedly stolen artifacts are the real deal?
They're not fakes, that's for sure. Take the urn, for example. Apparently, it's an extremely intricate work of art. Its design, cracks, and other features would be impossible to replicate perfectly.
Actually, I've had a few run-ins with that urn myself. So I was shocked to see it there in the doctor's study. I can say without a doubt, that's the urn that was stolen from the Fae clan. I see. Detective Sky, please continue with your testimony if you would. Hold it! Were any other stolen artifacts found besides these two belonging to the Faes?
Yes, for instance. Remember that large relief on the wall? It was chiseled out of some ancient ruins in the kingdom of Kurain several years ago.
How the fuck did he get that across the seas? Chiseled out. Didn't that damage it?
Well, he did restore the parts that were so faded you could barely see them anymore. It seems he intended to return it someday, so one could say his intentions were good. But good intentions are no get-out-of-jail-free card, that's a fact.
If I might add, with the respect for the deceased, the quality of the restoration was apparently exceptional. It seems the doctor invested a lot of money in hiring an extremely talented specialist.
He sounds like a good man, who took a wrong turn somewhere.
I guess Sarge takes after him in that way.
Any further questions? If not... It seems the doctor would do anything to study artifacts. I'm reading green text. Shit.
Sky, please do not open 4chan in this courtroom. Had these alleged thefts been going on for some time?
At least 5 years, as far as we can tell. All the recent thefts had been local. But before moving to Kurain Village, he had been stealing from ruins around the world.
Dr. Buff was an international criminal?
This data lends itself to but one conclusion. Dr. Buff was a thief.
Nayuta trauma time? No, we're doing Apollo trauma. We're traumatizing Apollo as we speak because he's fighting Phoenix in court. Also, hi Sachi, how are you doing? I may or may not have just burnt my tongue. I really need to reboot the ice maker in my fridge to see if I can get it working again. Preemptively, I'm sorry if I bump my microphone while I'm trying to do this. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Okay, we're gonna let the tea sit with the lid off. Hold it! But yeah, how are you doing, Sachi? Ooh, also, I was meaning to talk about this earlier. I've got a couple games set up that I might do break games because I don't want to. Since when was Nick a prosecutor? He isn't. This isn't a murder case. This is a civil dispute, actually. You claim he stole a family heirloom from the Attition residence. Made a nice kangaroo curry. Kangaroo curry in, like, what way? Caution be upon you. Yeah. I've got, okay, big reveal. I've got Banjo-Kazooie lined up, and I've got Paper Mario 64 lined up as well. Kangaroo meat in a Rogan Josh curry sauce. I've had kangaroo jerky before, but yeah, for some reason my tracking is freaking out. Or at least freaking out when I, like, turn. But claiming something doesn't make it true.
Unfortunately, it is true.
How can you be so sure?
A police report was filed concerning the theft. 1 year ago, in fact.
What? A whole year ago?
August 25th of last year, to be exact.
Proto-violence is on the list, and it's on the list for soon. I know that it has, like, a voiceover mode on it. Like, you can... Some of the characters have, like, proper voiceover. I kind of want to leave the voiceover off, though. Will people get mad at me if I leave the voiceover off for it? I don't know how much of it is voiced over.
August 25th of last year, to be exact. The report states, and I quote, "The crystal of Amife was discovered to be missing. From the Attition storehouse at 10 a.m., the storehouse lock had been picked. Signed, Paul Attition Wimperson."
Oh my god. Well, your old report certainly lends the plaintiff's claim credence. Maya's trauma. The doctor really could have stolen the crystal of Amife. Politician whimpers on. Yeah. Hi, Esther dude. How are you doing? Not only that, Your Honor, but the Founder's Orb was found to only be missing several weeks ago. That's nearly a year after the crystal's theft was reported. Theft. Therefore, I believe we must consider the orb and the crystal to be two separate items.
Paul Attition Wimperson. Not the most awe-inspiring tail end, is it? And I see why he cut it.
Not that he inspires confidence without it. Still, I'd probably do the same in his shoes.
A police report was filed about the crystal's theft a year ago.
But the theft of the Founder's Orb was only reported a few weeks ago. So the crystal's police report was filed way before the orb was found missing. That suggests the stolen relic is the crystal of Amife, as Mr. Attition Wimperson asserts.
I doubt the police report is fake. After all, Emma's the one who submitted it as evidence.
Still, I feel like something we learned in that police report is important somehow. Sorry, give me a sec. Why do I keep getting so big when I get... Whoa! Okay, weird. I can actually, like, lean in and out of my, tracking now, and it actually works. Weird. Why am I being beamed? Okay, so... Police have had their eyes on Dr. Buff for some time. Just today, a number of stolen artifacts were discovered in his study. Among them were a priceless urn and a statue that were stolen from the fake land. It seems the doctor would do anything to study artifacts, including steal them. As for the relic at the center of this dispute, he likely stole it from the Attition residence. Oh, wait. Not the residence. Storehouse. Confidence save. Don't worry, everybody. I have confidence to spare.
Hold it!
I didn't mean to press again. Wait, what did that say? This police report may say the crystal of Omni-Fae, but how do you know it's the relic right there?
Because Mr. Attition has stated as much.
I'm not buying it.
Apollo, I was thinking. The plaintiff's legal name is pretty distinctive. Politician Wimperson. Do you have any evidence related to his initials or name?
We just might. It might even point out a flaw in something Emma said.
You think her logic's faulty?
Yeah. If the doctor stole the relic from Mr. Attition, Attition Wimperson, then there's one thing the doctor did that doesn't make any sense. Especially if Politician Wimperson was desperately searching for his stolen relic. Oh, it's the email, isn't it?
A police report was filed about the crystal's theft about a year ago.
Theft of the Founder's Orb was only reported a few weeks ago. So the crystal's police report was filed away before the orb was found missing. That suggests the stolen relic is the crystal of Omni-Fae, as Mr. Attition Wimperson asserts.
I doubt the police report is fake. After all, Emma's the one who submitted it as evidence. Yep, cool, this is the same, I've already read this.
Okay, so I've already made a confidence save.
Objection!
Doctor stole the relic from the plaintiff. Are you sure? Because that statement doesn't agree with a certain piece of evidence.
What do you mean?
Take a look at this.
What about it?
This contains an email from the doctor's computer. Email? Not a little piece of plastic. I'm afraid I don't understand. Oh, this stick here can store all sorts of computer data. I still don't get it. Here, just look at this. Apparently, the doctor was reporting his research findings to a certain individual. Now take a look at this. It's the police report that Detective Sky presented to this court. Judges from the silent generation. Yeah, he could be. But he's also immortal, so he's probably like thousands of years old. You can see the plaintiff's legal name on it. Politician Wimperson. I can see why he'd drop Wimperson from his name, but that's hardly breaking news. Look closer, Your Honor. Look at him. He should definitely have to tell everybody that his last name is Wimperson. Ah! His initials! Right. The plaintiff's full legal name is Politician Wimperson. Now consider this. The email's recipient address starts with 3 letters.
P-A-W. Ah! Don't tell me.
Oh, but I will anyway. The individual who hired the doctor to study the disputed item is none other than Politician Wimperson.
Wait, that means...
Exactly. He wouldn't have asked the man who stole his family heirloom to study it. He's a furry. Therefore, how could this possibly be the crystal of Ami Faye?
We never checked the doctor's emails. We couldn't even figure out the password to his computer.
The plaintiff willingly left the orb in the doctor's care so he could study it. At behest of his benefactor.
Oh, wait. And then what about the police report? I have all the details of the theft right here.
It's probably for another relic. The real crystal of Ami Faye. He's just using the report as a way to claim that our orb is actually his stolen crystal.
Objection!
And how are you so certain that PAW refers to my client's initials? Maybe the email's recipient was a dog lover. That's so like you to say that, Phoenix. What do you think Paul Wimperson's persona would be? A rat. Perhaps. So let's get to know your client a little better, shall we? Mr. Politician Wimperson. I suppose shutting down detractors is all part of a politician's job. Answer me this, Mr. Etition Wimperson. What is your birthday? What is your birthday? My birthday? It's July 11th. What's it to you? Oh, I see. You can address birthday gifts in my office. Or to my office. But full disclosure, I only accept gifts valued at $1,000 or more. Why has everyone gone silent? Can anyone be that self-centered? All right, politician. Did everyone hear that? He said, July 11th. July 11th, or rather 7-11, matches the number on his email addresses, and where politician is going to have to work after he flubs his campaign. Both the name and birthday are a match. I hardly think that's a coincidence. Wait. Why, you sneaky little... It's like someone finally decided to join the conversation. Would the plaintiff care to explain? I would like to say that is quite... I'm not going to work at a 7-Eleven. I'm going to rule the world. Quite what? Quite a thing, you've said. Any other thoughts? No further comments. I stand by my previous statement.
Hold it!
You can't just walk away. Even politicians have to explain themselves in a court of law. I'm afraid I simply don't know how it happened. I can't possibly explain matters outside of my purview. Perhaps it was a mistake on the part of my secretary. Oh, no you don't, you slippery eel. Mr. Wright, would you care to respond? I won't argue your assertion. In fact, if I were in your shoes, I would have made exactly that same assertion. My client lent the treasure in question to the doctor and asked him to study it. Also, I agree, Apollo. He definitely will be working at a 7-Eleven after this. It seems that much is a fact. Now we're getting somewhere. However, it has no bearing on the issue of ownership. How so? Mr. Attition, I fully understand your position here. You had to hide the fact that you sent the crystal out to be studied. Your family would have been very upset if they had found it. It's a family heirloom, after all. Yeah, I figured this is what was how he was gonna play this. Gotta be kidding me. Your Honor, that's a leading question. I don't know who to side with. There's no prosecutor. Lawyer money laundering. Is that really money laundering, though? I mean, I'm not saying that it's, like, ethical, but, like, I don't think that's necessarily money laundering. Gotta be kidding me. Mr. Wright as well, of course. But then, he always is. That's why he's my lawyer. The crystal is a precious Attition family heirloom, and it has been for centuries. But Dr. Buff was so eager to study its proud heritage, I just couldn't say no. I didn't even tell my grandfather.
Objection!
But in order to win the backing of your so-called benefactor, you are going to give what you claim to be the crystal of Ami Faye to that person? You are going to give a precious family heirloom away, just like that. I was going to explain everything to Grandfather later. Honest. Objection, Your Honor. Politicians are incapable of being honest. My client's grandfather is very proud of his grandson for following in his footsteps. And if refusing him would have meant dashing the dreams of his darling grandson, I doubt the kindly old man would have said no. Well, grandchildren are meant to be spoiled. That's what grandfathers are for. Your Honor, please. I mean, it's been in the family for centuries. My grandfather thinks highly of my talents as a politician. His mother is very proud. Fuck, you're right. I can't believe that bro is actually Tommy Tallarico. That's why he entrusted me with this very important name placard today. So I'm sure he would have been okay with me using the crystal as I saw fit. Ugh. Grandpa's spoiled little brat.
I think the judge is buying it, Apollo.
No surprise there. He's always going on about his own grandchild, after all.
Excuse me. Can I leave now, Mr. Wright? I believe my work here is done.
By all means, Detective Sky. Thank you for your assistance.
You're welcome. It's nice to testify at a civil trial once in a while. See you around.
Objection. I'm putting the lid back on my tea. Okay, that's not unbearably hot now. It seems the facts have changed somewhat. Mr. Attition Wimperson apparently lent his family heirloom to Dr. Buff. Mr. Justice, how would the defense like to proceed? Oh, alright, now what?
Apollo, let's hear what they know about this so-called Crystal of Ami Faye. Maybe we can find some inconsistencies in their statements.
Objection! You have to keep hanging out with us, Emma. It's nice having you around. Okay then, Mr. Wright. If the item in question really is an Attition family heirloom, Hey, the real Matt on guard. How are you doing? How goes cross-examining a politician? Yeah, it's going. We actually, it was really funny. I assume you, popped in, like, near the end of the stream with, Critiga, Vivian, while we were starting, Farewell My Turnabout, because after stream, Viv was just like, okay, I assume this person had followed you, but do you know who the real Matt on Guard is? And I was like, yeah, they're awesome. They hang out in my stream whenever I'm playing Ace Attorney. Like, they're here a lot. Okay then, Mr. Wright. If the item in question really is an Attition family heirloom, then let's hear all your client knows about it. Of course. Mr. Attition Wimperson? Please tell the defense everything you know about the crystal's origin. Alright. Now then, listen and learn. This is the tale of the Crystal of Ami Faye and the illustrious history of the Attition clan. Are you ready? Our story begins back in the old country when the Attition family reigned supreme. My ancestor was praised as a benevolent ruler. He protected the spirit mediums, a minority back then, from the rest of the locals. Some discriminated against them, you see, while others tried to abuse their powers. As thanks, Ami Faye gave the crystal she had specially made as a gift to him. I am a descendant of that great lord. As such, my political power and influence is backed by centuries of history. Talking to this Godot guy seems kind of cool. Well, that devolved into a great load of self-aggrandizing propaganda fast. As you can see, the Crystal of Ami Faye is an heirloom of the esteemed House Attition. And you have proof that it's always been in the Attition family? I have someone who gave a statement to that effect. My client's neighbor, one Ives Shinetto? One Ives Shinetto, age 85, gave the following statement. The Attitians showed me the crystal back when I was but a lad.
Objection!
Can we really trust the memory of an old man? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain that statement to the judge? Phoenix! Oh, I didn't mean... What I'm trying to say is, never underestimate the memory of your elders. I may forget my verdicts the next day, but the memories of my past are clear as day. Therefore, I find Mr. Ives Shinetto's statement to be perfectly credible. I have no clue how to pronounce this. I think it's Ives Shinetto. Please just refer to this person as Mr. Shinetto. To be perfectly credible.
Wow, did you see how Mr. Wright got the judge on his side? That's definitely a trick I want up my sleeve.
You're not helping, Athena. I cross-examine the witness, Mr. Justice.
Hold it!
Apollo, to the Hell Dimension with you, now! I've seen all, I see all I've seen all, and I've seen all that will be. I'm not looking forward to the Dojinshi artist case in 15 years' time. But every time I look into the future or look into the past, my favorite memory is still you and Mr. Wright duking it out in a Waffle House parking lot. Welcome in, White Fang. I'm doing pretty good. That object you set down there, is it something of importance to you? It's a name placard. This one here belonged to my grandfather, Abraham Titian. Judge, what the hell? We've never been to a Waffle House. Yes, you're going to go to Waffle House after this trial. And one of you is going to, get a little bit sloshed. And, that will lead to you, fist fighting each other in the parking lot. Have you ever seen that gif of Mr. Right punching Edgeworth in the face and knocking him out cold? He had it custom made during his distinguished political career. It's special because it was crafted from the finest Italian plastic. I wasn't aware the Italians were famous for their fine plastic. Yeah. Yeah, it's always nice seeing new faces here, White Fang. Your Honor, can you do me a favor? Can you cast 9th level slander person on this man to prove that that he drives a Cybertruck to everybody? Mod for this game that replaces his stupid ass like hand cart with a Cybertruck. You can touch it if you want. No, I'm fine. Very well. I'll just continue with my testimony. My ancestor was praised as a benevolent ruler, but he was also an eminent politician. Protected the spirit mediums, a minority back then. Yep, I don't need to reread the green text. Mr. Titian, have you been on 4chan as well? So I take it the relationship with the Fae clan was a close one. A smooth and open line of communication with my entire electorate. That is the politician way. Huh? Oh, sorry. Judge Dude, cast testicular torsion on the guy vaguely based on Richard Nixon. I was asking about your ancestor. Whether it's about me or my ancestor, feel free to ask me anything you'd like. Transparency in government, that's the politician way. Oh my god. Or like dodging questions, that's the politician way. Thanks, I'll be sure to ask when I have something you'll actually answer. As I was saying, the Titian family protected the Fae spirit mediums back then. Also, while you're at it, can you also cast 9th level Slender Person on, can you also cast it on Nayuta?
Hold it!
Spirit mediums were targets of discrimination. Yes, some people even treated them like they were monsters. The transformation the mediums underwent when channeling spirits frightened the locals. And then there were those who tried to use them. You mean they sought to control the channeling powers of the mediums? Discriminating against a minority is absolutely despicable. A vote for me is a vote to end discrimination. I vow to root it out wherever it may be. That is my promise to you. This bro is talking about discrimination as if he wouldn't like spout slurs at people. You've been making those parallels for years, so now you must be cursed with this too. That is my promise to you.
He's totally ignoring your questions. It's like you're a moderator at a political debate. Meanwhile, this guy's a moderator over on Reddit.
Yeah, and only he cares about his talking points. As thrilling as your campaign is, will you please get back to your testimony? As you wish. Now then, as for the Crystal of Ami Faye. As thanks, Ami Faye gave the crystal she specially made as a gift to him.
Hold it!
You said she had it made. So then, was it made in Japan? That's right. They say she hired a famous craftsman to make it. And they say it's quite valuable, too. And you are going to take such a priceless family heirloom and just give it to your patron? Have you ever put levels in Warlock, boy? You always have to Actually, you know what? He's not good enough to be a Warlock. He's not good enough to be a cool D&D class. That's so typical of you ignorant common types. Making difficult decisions when the chips are down is what being a politician is all about. Welcome in, Woke Void. I like that username. He paid someone to play his Warlock character at a D&D sesh. No, he would play a Warlock, but he'd play a Warlock that's built like really fucking stupidly. He'd play a Warlock that's got like he's got a negative charisma modifier. Also, I don't think I actually got to talk about this on stream. In the D&D game that I'm running, I hit the point where I was looking for Illithid monsters, and D&D 5e doesn't really have a whole lot of variety when it comes to Illithid monsters. And so, that can't be as bad as the low charisma bard. Yeah. Trust me, I've played a low charisma bard. They kind of blow. Because at least Warlock gets attack spells. Meanwhile, 99% of bard spells are save spells, so it's so much harder to hit with low charisma. But, yeah. 5th Ed doesn't really have a great selection of Illithid monsters. And so, I've been delving into, 3.5 books and running some monsters through a, like, conversion calculator. So I'm throwing fucked up 3.5 monsters at my players at this point. The one that I threw at them is the one that I threw at them is a horrible little monster from 3.5 that's called a Mozgriken. That's like a gnome infected with a mind flayer tadpole, but also like affected with like Shadowfell magic. And like it's great. They can like melt into the shadows. Only when it's in service of your own political career, you mean? The crystal is a testament to my ancestors' remarkable achievements. And furthermore, I'm a descendant of that great lord. Mr. Titian, if you keep reading out your own green text, you'll be banned from court. And banned from office as well. So tell me, Mr. Titian Wimperson, are you famous in Kurain Village? You could say that, but I find my popularity to be rather bemusing. Bemusing? Yes, my campaign posters keep going missing as soon as I put them up. My avid supporters and female fans are likely taking them home to hang in their bedrooms. Yes, ignorance really is bliss. All this only proves my fine lineage. He seems like the type to run a D&D campaign as 3 kobolds in a trench coat, but unironically, and he goes on to claim he created the playstyle. Real. He would run an absolutely, like, of course he would use the word female. he would be the person running the absolutely disgustingly overpowered multi-class build, and then claim that he figured it out when he actually just got it from Reddit. Also, hi Lobter. Bro would be running like a hexadin. All this only proves my fine lineage. Female derogatory, yeah. As such, my political power... Mr. Attition, stop reading the fucking green text. I'm sorry, but is any of that relevant to the issue of the relic's rightful owner? Have you never heard of Kingcraft? Kingcraft? It's a Minecraft mod. You should play it sometime. It makes you feel like a king. Yeah, of course you'd like that. Of course you would like role-playing as a king, Mr. Politician. It's the art of ruling as a king. My father drilled it into my head from a young age. And one of its precepts states, ruin awaits a ruler who responds to every single issue posed by the masses. Oh, that answered my question about what he meant by king of this nation, or progress.
Apollo, who is this Ami Faye anyway?
I believe she was the founder of the Kurain channeling technique. Attention, dude, your green text will never top the Wario green text. The the green text that always comes to my mind whenever I think of green texts is the if you've ever seen it, it's the genie light one that's like the oil, the like change oil light on a car, and it's just like genie light comes on in car, wish for infinite wishes, engine explodes, shouldn't have tried to fool him. That one and the Plague Doctor one about the Plague Doctor going to McDonald's is really good.
The plaintiff claims she had the crystal made for his ancestor. That would mean it was made in Japan, right?
Yes, I suppose it would. Tama motif from Kurain founding period. Yo, we hit our follower goal. The quote, "My mustache have deemed you to get my Wario Steam," followed by StephenNo.wav. Apollo, quick, use Lobster's special technique, violence. No, we don't. If we're using violence against anybody, it would be violence against Paul. Spider-Man fans are well aware of the procedure with this. Violence against Paul.
Objection!
Yeah. This is the same marking. And you get a web, and you get a web. Hey, Andromeda, how are you doing? You stated that Ami Faye had the crystal made for your ancestor. So am I to assume it was made in Japan? That's right. The craftsmanship is unbeatable. Well, that's strange. I don't see how your so-called crystal could have been made there. What are you talking about? It's quite obvious if you take a closer look at this.
Take that!
Take a look at the distinctive design here, according to Dr. Buff. Wow. It's a Mitama motif, dating back to the early days of the Kingdom of Kurain. Kingdom of Kurain, hmm? And you base this on? Here. This piece of evidence, Your Honor. These are the doctor's research notes on the Founder's Orb. Get me out of the clink and I'll do it myself. Just protect me from Shelly. This is the box in which the orb was originally stored. It features the same pattern as the one found on the orb. They do look like the same pattern. Therefore, I assert that the disputed item must have been made in the Kingdom of Kurain. Ah! Ah! My placard!
Objection!
The Kurain channeling technique originated in the Kingdom of Kurain. And Ami Faye is known to have traveled there to train. With that in mind, what's to say she didn't bring that pattern back with her?
Objection!
But since this is clearly a Kurainese design, not even you can deny the possibility that it was made there, in the Kingdom of Kurain.
Objection!
Anything's possible to some extent. That doesn't make it true. So you can't conclude that the orb is from Kurain based solely on that pattern. If it were that simple, I could just as easily say it's Japanese. I have to agree with Mr. Wright. The pattern alone proves nothing. Also, that means there's no basis to claim the item in dispute was made in Japan either. At this rate, we're going nowhere fast. He's right. We're just spinning our wheels here.
I wonder if we have any evidence that could break this stalemate.
Evidence that could break this stalemate. Probably exists. Confidence save. The defense would like to present a piece of evidence to the court. A piece that will finally break this stalemate. Oh? Well, you've sure piqued my interest. Let's see what you've got. All right. I'll now prove that this is, in fact, the Founder's Orb. Okay, maybe I don't have evidence for this. feel like I feel like I might be in a dead end here, but because this is equipped with a camera and a microphone, so Sarge could theoretically tell us, but I don't know. Sarge, can you tell us? Just how does this piece of evidence prove that the relic is the Founder's Orb? It doesn't, does it? Not by any means I can fathom.
Sorry, Apollo, but I have to agree with the boss on this.
Me too, actually. A3 defense. Yikes! Time to think that one over again, Mr. Justice. Yes, Your Honor. Evidence that could break this stalemate. Doesn't exist? Doesn't seem to be anything we can use. At least, not at this point.
Well, unless we can find something, this trial won't be going anywhere.
Phew, that's much better. What's his deal? I have a suggestion. Why don't we consider this from a different angle? I'm listening. What if the Defiant Dragons really were authorized to take possession of the relic? I'm afraid I don't know where you're going with this, Mr. Wright. Consider the orb transfer agreement, which states, I agree to hand over the Founder's Orb to the Defiant Dragons if I will come to no harm. What if the last part suggests this was written under duress? I was waiting for that. This would render the agreement null and void. What are you suggesting, Mr. Wright? While you were on your little cave expedition, I was investigating Dr. Buff's accident. And there was something you overlooked, Mr. Justice. Namely, that his accident might have actually been murder. Okay, yep, here's the heel turn. What? Murder? Mr. Wright, you realize such statements are not to be made lightly. Are you suggesting the Doctor was murdered by the Defiant Dragons? Yes, but follow me on this for one sec. The books that came tumbling down were from the archaeology shelf. However, among that mountain of books was a single volume on psychology. What's more, there was some blood on it. And you feel it's important because books that came tumbling down are from the top shelf, the archaeology books. We know this because the Doctor's books were meticulously organized by subject. Archaeology took up the entire shelf, so that psychology book is completely out of place. Sorry, give me a sec. Come to think of it, the shelves were arranged quite carefully. It's also worth noting that the psychology books only take up a tiny part of the bottom shelf. Possessed, yeah. You might wonder why a book on psychology was found amid the pile of archaeology books. But I believe I can explain that single out-of-place, or what that single out-of-place book was doing there. The doctor was struck from behind while selecting a psychology book from the shelf. And that's when the blood got on the book. Precisely. And to make it look like an accident, it was buried under a mountain of archaeology books.
Objection!
Wait a second. This is all just speculation, right? Or do you have proof that it was murder? Of course I do. You do? On a hunch, I had Detective Sky examine the doctor's head wound. She found that he'd been struck by the corner of some object or another. Wait, what? A wound like that couldn't have resulted from a fall to the floor, you know. Do you understand what this means, Mr. Justice? That wound makes it crystal clear that Dr. Buff was murdered. What?
Well, that was unexpected. Except, actually, no, it wasn't. It's Ace Attorney. It's always going to be a murder case. Who would have thought we'd break out of the stalemate like this? He pulled the ladder right out from under us.
Still, he thinks that's enough to make me back down. He's got another thing coming. Even if the cause of death was murder, what makes you think it was the Defiant Dragons? You should know better than to hurl baseless accusations.
Objection!
It'd be very funny if it was just a civil suit the entire time. Honestly, I would be down. Give me different types of cases. I know that Ace Attorney's whole deal is murder, but like, it would be so cool having like a larceny case. Hurling baseless accusations is his whole shtick, real. Did you forget who you were up against, Mr. Justice? Huh? No, I didn't. Hurling baseless accusations is like your whole deal, Mr. Wright. You didn't actually think I'd come to court without a witness and evidence, do you? What are you talking about? First half of 3-2 was? Yeah, the first half of 3-2 was a larceny. But there hasn't... Oh, actually, technically there has been one case, as far as I'm aware. I haven't played the investigations games. There's been one case that was just an assault. It was not a murder, but it was tried like murder, which was, I think it was case 3 in the Great Ace Attorney. The first one with Natsume. What are you talking about? I would like to request further testimony from the plaintiff. Specifically, I would like the court to hear how he saw one of the rebels leaving the crime scene. He saw what? That's Great Ace Attorney 1-4.
If he can prove it was murder, that's the end of our client's right to the orb. Did he have this up his sleeve the whole time?
How could Mr. Wright do this to us? He's just waiting to spring this trap. This isn't like him at all. This is closer to Apollo Justice Phoenix Wright. This trial has taken another unexpected turn. I must mention, Mr. Wright, that you have yet to identify the murder weapon. The object used to commit the murder was not located at the scene of the crime. The murderer likely disposed of it elsewhere. Well, I never thought we'd be deliberating in the issue of a murder at a civil trial. All right, Mr. Attition Wimperson, your testimony, if you please. Prepare to be dazzled. Dazzled by charismatic oration, forged in the crucible of campaign battles. That evening, I was walking alone, lost in thought. I passed by the doctor's house, and that's when I saw Mr. Rebel. He was running out the front door. It was around 10 that night. Surely that must have been him fleeing the scene of his crime. A vote for me is a vote to end such violence. That is my promise to you. Plaintiff saw a possible suspect fleeing from the doctor's residence. And it was within the window of the estimated time of death. That's a rebel? What in the world are you doing there? Seems Mr. Rebel was loitering about Kurain Village that day. There's evidence he was in the doctor's study as well. Isn't that right, Mr. Justice? Ah, you mean the suitcase? Exactly. He must have been in quite the rush to leave that behind. No, he's just an idiot. Oh, and by the way, Your Honor, Mr. Rebel just so happens to be sitting in the gallery today. Ah, see? That's him trying to escape as we speak. Bailiff, don't let that man get away. Right, you backstabber. Why are you doing this to me? Alright, the counsel/defense may question the plaintiff/witness once more. Please proceed, Mr. Justice.
Hold it!
Why were you taking a walk? Society is inundated with serious problems that must be solved, and as a politician, I'm always on the job thinking hard about possible solutions, even on my walks. As for the non-answer, while we live out our comfy lives, there are starving children who suffer in the back alleys of our major cities. It's not in me to ignore such suffering. A vote for me is a vote to end hunger, and for world peace. Yes, Mr. Atishan Wimperson, we're well aware of your outstanding character. Now please continue with your testimony. I can practically hear my poll numbers surging. Now, on with my speech. After all, the voting public must be informed of the magnificence that is me.
Hold it!
Where exactly were you when you saw Mr. Rebel? Where were you exactly when you saw Mr. Rebel? Right here, under this tree. I saw him dashing out of Dr. Buff's front door. And he didn't notice you? No, I was hidden by the tree. But really all that important to know where the plaintiff saw Mr. Rebel? Yes, I believe that matters a lot. I ask that it please be added to the witness's testimony. I want to say that it's this.
Objection!
Nope. Please take a look at this. Please take a look at me rewinding time so I don't get a penalty. Mr. Justice. I remember all of your alternate timelines, Mr. Justice.
Hold it!
What were you doing under that tree? A lack of lateral thinking. That is a politician's downfall. What? That is why, if I'm elected, I promise to think outside the box. The question was, what were you doing under the tree, Mr. Etition Wimperson? I suppose I can't expect a plebeian such as yourself to understand my grand design. Oh yeah? Try me, O Lord of Plebs. Mr. Etition Wimperson, I believe the court is well aware of your grand political vision. Now, let's have the rest of your testimony, if you please. I know what you did to Toriel, Apollo. I saw you fighting Sans that one time. Doesn't it make you feel bad killing all your friends, Apollo? I can hardly wait for the upcoming election. Okay, so...
Hold it!
Did you notice anything unusual? Yes, his behavior was incredibly suspicious. His eyes were darting all around as he ran off in a total panic. As soon as I saw that, I knew he had done something, and it probably wasn't good. Despite that, you still didn't report it to the police. Who would have thought he had killed Dr. Buff? Not me. That's why I didn't report him. The witness didn't notify the police. Is that an important statement, Mr. Justice? It is. Yes, it's important. I request that the witness add it to his testimony. Sure, why not? Ah! You had no idea he was dead. In other words, you knew nothing about what had happened. I'm truly ashamed of myself. What? There'd been a gruesome murder in my beloved village. What a fool I've been. I was thinking only of the village's future and world peace. It seems my earnest attitude and industrious nature have come back to haunt me. Only a politician would try to pass off self-aggrandizement as self-depreciation. Or deprecation, not depreciation. Wow, brain. Read the word, please.
Apollo, you think this is how all politicians will be from now on?
We're all doomed if they are. If you don't mind, I'd like to continue with my testimony. I do mind.
Objection!
Mr. Etition Wimperson, rather than Mr. A rebel. Wasn't there something else that should have had your undivided attention? Like what? Oh yes, of course. A politician must also keep his finger on the electorate's pulse. Every fucking time. Sorry, but you're way off. I am? Care to explain, Mr. Justice? If the witness saw Mr. Rebel from this position here, then he should have also been able to see the doctor's body. After all, it was right next to a huge window. Why, I believe you have a point there. With the body that clearly visible to the witness, it's unthinkable that he wouldn't have reported it to the police. Would the witness care to respond? He's asleep. He fall asleep? Mr. Attition Wimperson? Mr. Attition Wimperson! Huh? Oh, there are many sides to any issue. What did I ever do to deserve this? In any case, I'd like the court to acknowledge the inconsistency in the witness's testimony. Mr. Attition Wimperson, did you really see Mr. Rebel? Yes.
Hold it!
Where do you think you're going? Oh, I thought I'd return to my seat, seeing as I've already answered the question. This isn't some small town hall debate, so you just stay right there until I say we're through. I'll have to run that by my campaign manager before I...
Objection!
Shut up! Mr. Attition Wimperson, I think it's time for you to come clean. Huh? So then, does this mean he didn't see Mr. Rebel? As your lawyer, Mr. Attition Wimperson, I advise you divulge that matter we discussed. Silence is no longer an option. Are you sure about this? I'm in the midst of running for office. I can't afford to let any strange rumors get out. Don't worry. You won't suffer any blowback for what you're about to reveal. Blowback? I'm not sure I like the sound of that, Mr. Wright. I think you should keep that between you and Edgeworth. Not to worry, Your Honor. Nothing untoward will come of this, I promise. Now then, Mr. Justice. Remember how it was an anonymous caller that reported the doctor's death? Come to think of it. Emma, who was the first one to discover the body?
About that. Whoever it was, it seems they wanted to remain anonymous.
What?
It happens now and again. Some people would rather not get involved with the police.
Wait. You're not saying that... Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. The anonymous source who contacted the police after discovering the body was... my client, Mr. Politician Wimperson. What? Don't say. So you see, he played his part as a concerned citizen. Quite admirably, if I may say so. Isn't that right? Yes, indeed. In our society today, there are many who choose indifference over righteous action. But I don't number among them. That's why I did my duty as a concerned citizen. One might call me the model citizen, one worthy of standing above the rest. What a real standard bearer he is, reporting it anonymously. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Justice, wasn't there someone else at the scene of the crime when my client discovered the body? Oh, you mean Mr. Rebel? He would have been leaving the doctor's house right around then. Wait, that means... Yes, it does. In short, what my client witnessed was Mr. Rebel fleeing the scene of a heinous murder. And that's not all. Based on what we've heard so far, Mr. Rebel looked exceedingly suspicious, and that's putting it mildly. We already know the Defiant Dragons threatened the Doctor with bodily harm. And now that they've killed him, the so-called orb transfer agreement is null and void. Ah!
Apollo, if we don't come up with some sort of counter-argument...
And what sort of evidence do you have? Can you actually prove that it was Mr. Rebel who killed the Doctor?
That move had desperate written all over it.
It's all I've got, so I'm going with it. Evidence? I suppose it's true that I don't have any. I knew it! But I do have another witness. You do? You should know I always come fully prepared, Mr. Justice. That's such a fucking funny line coming from Phoenix. And my new witness will provide testimony proving Mr. Rebel's guilt.
A new witness? I wonder who it could be.
Very well. Bailiff, please summon our new witness. In the meantime, the court will take a brief recess. I would like both sides to use this time to prepare properly. Understood? Wow. Knew Mr. Wright would put up a tough fight, but...
Yeah, just when I thought we had him, he'd turned the tables on us. He really is the turnabout terror.
We can't let him blindside us again. Looks like they got me again. 3 times in 1 year. That's a new record. Dats, please. No more new records. Or bad puns while you're at it. It's hard enough trying to help you as it is. Roger that. I'll be more careful next time. Dats, is what Mr. Wright said true? Did you really pay a visit to Dr. Buff that night? Sure did. Can't remember the exact time, though. All I know is he wouldn't hand over the orb. Someone put it in his head that we rebels were dangerous. That's why he threw me out. So the Doctor was still alive when Dats last saw him.
We still have to prove it, though.
Better brace yourself, son. The next witness's testimony could make or break this case. Yeah, I know. Hey, where's Trucy?
She went to go see her dad.
Maybe she's still mad.
More like worried. Worried that this trial will create a rift between you two. And that you then might leave the agency.
She has an active imagination. Excuse me, the trial will be resuming shortly. Well, that wasn't the judge's voice. Are you an actual person, bailiff? I never said that. Well, let's go see what the new testimony awaits us. All right, court is back in session. Mr. Wright, you said you had a witness. Your Honor, I would like to call the lone survivor of the Doctor's murder to the stand. Wait, he can't mean that Sarge is here. You mean Dr. Buff's reclusive son? How did you get him to cooperate? Nothing a little persuasion couldn't handle. The poor child only agreed to help if it meant catching the killer. Getting a kid like that to overcome his fear. That's impressive. No, he's gonna be the helicopter.
This must be really important testimony for the kid to come out in public like this.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please call your witness to the stand. It's gonna be the helicopter. Yep. Oh my! Sergeant Buff at your service, sir. Here's the drone? Really? Mr. Wright, what exactly is the meaning of this? Past trauma has rendered it impossible for the witness to venture into public. Leaving home was hard enough, and it seems leaving the witness lobby was just too much. But I would still like to continue with testimony delivered via this drone. I understand it must be terrible to lose one's father like that. But a testimony via a remote-controlled toy. Well, let's take things for a spin and see how it goes. Just who's piloting this trial anyway?
The judge sure warmed up to that idea fast.
I think the phrase you're looking for is gave up. You disappoint me, Corporal Justice. Think I once called you... Ah! I think the man who killed Papa, that's full-on treason, soldier. I hereby demote you back to private.
Corporal? Private? What's he talking about, Apollo?
It's a long story. Now then, are you ready to testify, youngster? Locked and loaded, sir. Ready to rain lead down upon the perpetrator. Ha ha ha! Welcome back, Rosie. Papa met with someone the night he died. I didn't have eyes on the ground, as I'd already mounted my siege defense, but... I did hear him arguing with someone in his study. From my window, I saw the one designated Dats getting ejected from the premises. After that, the man lingered around the perimeter for some time. Must have regrouped and killed my papa in the study later. I just know it. So he was thrown out, but later returned and committed the murder, did he? Yes, Your Honor. So the man my client saw really must have been the fleeing Mr. Rebel. Objection! Right, you backstabbing no-good. I didn't kill no one. There's the enemy. Ready all missiles and fire! Whoa, 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 whoa. Ha ha ha! Capitalist pig, I'll turn you into pork stroganoff. And that's just a taste of my ultimate anti-swine weapon. Whoa, it fires missiles too? You didn't really miss a whole lot. You just missed a bit of Paul being Paul. Yes, well, the witness is all yours, Mr. Justice. Also, I just realized that this is definitely gonna be like a 2-in-1 case, isn't it?
Hold it!
Your father met with someone. Could you be more specific? No, I was in the midst of a crucial defensive siege operation. Right. You're referring to how you don't leave your room, correct? Never know where the enemy might be lurking outside the siege perimeter. What about, you know, school? Oh, I don't go to boot camp. I'm a soldier. A sergeant doesn't associate with rookies still too green to fight. Kid like this, I bet Dr. Buff won't be getting any rest in the afterlife either. Wow, that is mean, Apollo. Very brave of you to come by the courthouse today. But what was it you said about a siege defense? Oh, that, well... I didn't have eyes on the ground, but I'd already mounted my siege defense, but...
Hold it!
I like that I've just given Sarge the, like, really deep voice, even though he's, like, 10, presumably. Do we have an age for Sarge? Don't. Sarge, I've always wondered. Who or what are you battling? That's... classified. Even so, it may be relevant to this case.
Objection!
I don't know if you're the right person to be asking about things like that.
That's right. Such matters need to be handled but with a certain delicacy.
Oh, I guess curiosity got the better of me. You're all talk and no action, soldier. Out on the battlefield, it ain't the number of pretty words in your repertoire, but the number of bullets in your gun belt that counts. Ah. Thank you for the stretch, Rosie. Ah. Easy for you to say. You're the one with all of them. Witness, please tell this court what he saw and heard that night. Yep, nope, not reading the green text. What was the argument about? I heard things like, where's the orb? And, are you defiant dragons really criminals? It sounded real volatile, like a war might break out at any second. So the two of them had an argument when Dats came to get the orb. Did you see or hear anything else? Yeah, I heard them arguing, and then silence.
Hold it!
You have a window? How is Mr. a Rebel acting? Like a conquered trooper retreating with his tail between his legs. A trooper? Hell, I guess he does dress like he's in the military.
I bet those two would have really hit it off had they met under different circumstances.
Yeah, I can see that. And so the defeated soldier was expelled. But that wasn't the end. After that, the man lingered around the perimeter for some time. Oh, whoops. I read the green text again. I'm sorry, Your Honor. That does seem suspicious. He kept hiding behind trees and telephone poles and stealing glances at our house. Hell, he couldn't exactly leave without the orb. I bet he was angry he'd been kicked out.
Hold it!
But don't you keep your front door unlocked? If so, then anyone could have gotten in. That's true. Mama didn't keep our house locked up. He said there was no need because there were only good people in Kurain Village. He ended up dead anyway. Only a monster could do what they did to my kind, trusting Papa. There will be no mercy. I vow swift and terrible vengeance. I'll carpet bomb the killer with everything in my arsenal. Fire! While I sympathize with you, witness, you'll refrain from firing Gatling guns in this court.
So, Sarge saw Dats too.
Just when I thought things couldn't get any worse. I wonder why he hung around after being thrown out.
I hate to say this, but if Dats is proven to be the killer, we'll lose the orb to the plaintiff. So our only option is to prove the Defiant Dragons had nothing to do with the murder.
I think it's the helicopter on this.
Hold it!
Nope, not pressed. Shit.
Objection!
You know, I don't know why, but the sad helicopter actually, like, it makes me feel sad. Like, I like this character, but like, the sad helicopter kind of makes me sad.
Objection!
Sarge, are you hiding something from me? How dare you question your superior officer like that? You want to get in on the Stroganoff action with Pig Boy over there, soldier? Sorry, but I'm afraid lawyers are missile-proof. What? Does the defense care to explain? It's simple, Your Honor. Have you ever heard of a game called Super Fight? Did you ever play that Did you ever play that on the playground? Do you ever play it, like, while we're in recess at court? Just as he's able to see what's happening in court right now, Sarge was able to see what was happening in the study then. With his cherished drone, of course. Ah, now that you mention it. I think the answer was right before our eyes this whole time. Sarge, you were perfectly capable of patrolling the study that night. So you must have seen something. Ah! Mate, what's this strange new weaponry you're using against me? Courtroom warriors don't use guns or missiles, because evidence is our weapon of choice. Also whips, prayer beads, and imaginary swords. And the evidence has exposed your bald-faced lie. My truth bomb, Sarge, has stripped your defenses bare. Truth bomb? No! Ah! Mayday, mayday, I'm going down! And coffee mugs, yeah. Oh my, are you alright? And air guitars, if you count that as an attack. Evidence? Never have I seen such fearsome ordnance. Tell it to us straight, Sarge. After all, you want to help your father, don't you? Appa. Yes, you want to find out who killed him, don't you? So please, tell us what you saw that night. It's not what you think. I didn't see anything. I swear. You sure? You seem awfully stressed for someone who didn't see anything. Ah! Sarge, you need to answer my question. Shut your pie hole, maggot. It'll be a scorching day in Siberia before a lowly private like you orders me around. What's with him in Siberia, of all places? He's a Metal Gear Solid fan. But if a scorching day is what it'll take, maybe it's time to turn up the heat. I don't even think that's correct. I've never played Metal Gear Solid, can you tell? Hey, Athena. You think a therapy session might help?
Well, it could help alleviate some of his anxiety. Plus, I'm picking up on a lot of discord in Sarge's voice. That usually means the patient wants to say something but can't for some reason.
And in Sarge's case, I imagine whatever's plaguing him is pretty severe. Hind D. Can we give therapy to a robot? Yeah. In that case, I leave it to you and your mood matrix magic.
You got it. Your Honor, I believe I can be of help here.
Time for a therapy session, is it, Miss Sykes?
Yes. I'll help the witness with his anxiety. Maybe even enough to testify.
Then, by all means, please bring the poor child out into the light of day. Oh, but I assume this will be alright with you, Mr. Wright. Why not? It's not like we all haven't been through this before. What are you butting in for, lady? There ain't a place on this battlefield for you. Oh, cool, he's sexist. Sexist child.
I beg to differ, Sarge. This GI Jane's always ready for a fight in the courtroom. And wait until you see what I've got in my arsenal. Analytical psychology. With it, I'm going to blow a big ol' hole in the armor you've built up around your heart.
Ah. First evidence. Now analytical psychology. Where are these WMDs coming from? Metal Gear. $32, that's like if AAA triggers 5 times. Tiggers, apparently, like Winnie the Pooh. Jeez. That's what, like 4 months short of 3 years? God, that's crazy not. Well, if it's a battle you want, bring it on. You may have started this war, but I'm going to end it, core woman Sykes. I read that as corpse. Corpse woman Sykes. You will be corpse woman Sykes when I'm done with you, because I'm going to fucking kill you.
You got it, Sarge. Time to seek out the agony buried deep in the heart. Or in your heart. Brace yourself. Watch me draw a smiley face. It's very important. See? It's the gesture that opens the mood matrix. You gotta draw the little smiley face.
I stayed in my room with my drone that evening. I heard Dads and Papa arguing with each other. Dads got kicked out, but I saw him still, hanging around outside. I was in my room, so I didn't know Papa was dead until the next day. I could see it because the sadness got bigger here.
Got it.
Apparently not.
This emotion isn't that out of place given the statement. Apollo, are you just looking at his emotions as they relate to only a single statement? It's really important to look for emotional fluctuation between different statements, too.
Oh, right. Thanks for the reminder, Athena. All right, let's try that again.
Got it.
That's strange. You reacted with shock when you found your father's body. Yeah, you weren't nearly as shocked as when you saw Mr. A Rebel. Normally, you'd expect the death of one's father to be much more impactful. Enemy fire! Direct hit!
That is strange. I wonder what it could mean.
Well, we know he wasn't as affected by his father's death as he should have been. And I think I know why.
Oh?
Sarge, you weren't as shocked seeing your father's body as seeing Mr. A Rebel because... You already seen his body? Sarge, maybe the truth is you left your room that night. And that's when you saw it. Your father's body. I saw no such thing. Really? You didn't see his body? Alright then. What did you see?
Look, Apollo, we've lost some noise.
So just as I suspected, he really did see something. Sarge, please tell us what you saw. Oh, but... The moment I saw it, I couldn't bear it. I couldn't stand to lose yet another loved one. Huh? Am I missing something here? Is that why you weren't very shocked when you found out your father was dead? Because you'd already sensed that he was a goner somehow. Maybe. Please, Sarge. Was it you what was it you saw on the night of your father's murder? Oh, I saw... What's happening? I don't like where this is going. No more, please! Help! I've confiscated your little toy. Battlefield is no place for unauthorized equipment.
Widget! Apollo, I can't continue the session without him.
Calm yourself this instant, witness. I hereby order you to submit to your therapy session. What in blazes? Look at me. I'm judge, jury, and executioner now. I hereby convene the military tribunal. Whoa. This has gone way too far. Bailiff, arrest that drone this instant. Stop resisting. Come quietly out. Fire!
Give Widget back right.
Except Athena's actually good at her job.
I finally got him back.
Nice work. This witness truly is a handful. Oh, up, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Miss Sykes, what is the witness's current that wasn't quite your voice. Miss Sykes, what is the witness's current psychological state?
Let's see. He's emotionally all over the map.
So his out of control emotions are in control of him, huh? Does that mean we can calm him down if we can figure out the root cause?
Yes, so let's see what we can find. Sarge, can you hear me?
Oh, is that you, Core Woman Sykes?
I'm here. Now, I want you to take a few deep breaths. Just try to relax. Try it with me. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out.
In, out, in, out.
And now, let your emotions take you where they will. Go on, just let it all out.
Ugh! All forces, attack! That's the least relaxing breathing exercise I've ever seen.
Gotta draw my smiley face every time.
Oh wait, we've got updates for stuff, yeah. So I left my room, suddenly. Dizzy and passed out. For a flame lighting up in the room. Papa grinning with delight.
Got it!
That's it. Sarge, you were overcome with shock and fear when you saw those flames, weren't you? Was I? Yes, just 6 months ago. You and your mother were caught up in an arsonist's blaze. So it's no wonder you would be extremely scared of fire. Yes, that does make sense.
And maybe, just maybe, your subconscious fear of fire is what caused you to withdraw from the world.
What do you mean, Coralman sucks?
In the outside world, you were bound to come across all sorts of fire. Candles, cigarettes, heck, even a grill at dinner. Even if it's not that often, just the idea of that might, just the idea that you might see them grew bigger and bigger until you couldn't shut it out.
No, my hat. You might be onto something. Candles, cigarettes, just thinking about them sends a chill down my spine. Wow, things I take for granted. Oh, I see. I was afraid. Afraid of the fire. Strange, I didn't even realize it myself. About that fire, Sarge, can you tell me what it was burning?
Just stay calm and maybe something will come to you.
Oh. I'm starting to remember. It was... It was that relic. That relic Papa was studying. It was on fire. On fire? The orb was on fire. Mm-hmm. Still kind of fuzzy. But yes, the orb was burning right in front of Papa. There in the flames was... Mama? Yes, now I remember. I saw Mama appear amid the dancing flames. Wait, what? Why did that go down? What's going on here?
Maybe it's a memory from the fire that killed his mother. He might be confusing it with what really happened when his father died.
So let me guess. More therapy?
Yep, but this time it seems there's an inconsistency in his statements. And I think we should be able to prove it with evidence at hand.
I hope this inconsistency is the key. It's proving that the relic really is the Founder's Orb.
A smiley face.
Oh, honey, he needs so much therapy, yeah. God, I know I gush about it every time, but I do really, like, I can understand why people don't like the Mood Matrix, but I love the Mood Matrix, especially the music. The music for Mood Matrix is great. Okay, so I think I need to present the Founder's Orb itself here, because the Doctor hit it before he died, so it couldn't have been here.
Objection!
Don't blame yourself, Sarge. After all, even if you hadn't passed out, the outcome would have been the same. What do you mean? I'm talking about the time of death. Your father wasn't killed right after you left your room. What? Explain yourself at once, Private Justice. You said you saw your father burning the orb, right? But that night, he went out to hide it in a cave. So what you saw, Sarge, was something that happened before your father left to hide the orb. Ah. So you see, you didn't pass out right before he was killed. You passed out right before he left for the cave, to hide the orb in the ruins within. So, even if I hadn't passed out. That's right. The outcome would have been exactly the same. That's because your father, Dr. Buff, was killed after he returned from the ruins. And therefore, Sarge, there's no need for you to blame yourself. Oh, I see. Private Justice? Again. Really say I bear no blame in this? Why do you ask? Because the truth is, if I hadn't engaged in my siege defense, Papa would still be alive. Sarge, Papa wished nothing more than for me to lead a happy, healthy life. That's why he quit his job and moved us out, away from the big city. But even then, I didn't have the courage to set foot into the outside world. And in the end, I failed to make Papa's wish come true. Is this... My guess is either Athena or Phoenix. Sarge? Nope, it's Athena.
If you want to make your father's wish come true, if that's what you really want, then who's to say it's too late? Why don't you take the first step now?
My first step?
That's right. You can cast off all your regret. You can stop standing still and start moving forward. You have the power within you. I know from experience. I know what it's like to feel like you do. But only you can decide to take that first step. Only you can prevent forest fires.
If you don't change your tactics now, Sarge, the victory you seek in the war you're waging will always lie beyond your grasp. Athena's great. It's a damn shame that she's only the star of, like, 2 cases. I think I understand now. I've made up my mind. As of this moment, I will suspend my siege defense indefinitely. Huh? Huh?
Sergeant Buff, reporting for duty.
What? I thought you were a guy.
You're definitely not the drill sergeant I envisioned. Well, my mama was in the Russian army.
I was just as shocked, but it certainly explained a few things when I found out too. War Thunder fan spotted. She's about to leak private documents. Oh my god. May I introduce you to Miss Army Buff, age 12. No way.
Careful, soldier. Don't forget I could blow you away at a moment's notice. She's just too cute.
So, have you always been in a wheelchair, Sarge?
Negative. Only since I was injured. In the fire.
Your voice sounds awfully different from before. That's what I was thinking. She's, she is, like, very...
My drone features a voice modulation device.
She is very similar looking to, fuck, what was her name? The Russian girl from Case 2 of Great Ace Attorney.
It's just one of my army's many technological marvels.
Well, you fooled me. I thought some 20-something military fanatic was at the controls. Nikolina Pavlova, yeah.
If it's all the same to you, troops, I'd like to continue my testimony. I've just remembered something, and it's as crisp and clear as a trumpet at roll call.
What did you remember?
It wasn't my mother who appeared in the burning orb. It was some lady Papa had shown me a picture of a long time ago. He said it was... the Holy Mother, the founder of Kurayanism. She appeared right there, right in the burning orb.
Huh? What did you just say?
The Holy Mother of Kurayanism was in the burning orb? What does that even mean?
I have a bad feeling about this. Could it be? Could this explain what Sarge means by the Holy Mother appearing in the burning orb? Is it the email?
Take that!
What's that?
Piece of related evidence. Wouldn't you agree? Although, to be honest, I'd have to plead the fifth if you asked me how certain I was. Private, do you really think such a cockamamie plan would rout the enemy? Yikes! I'd better be more careful.
If the orb was burning, maybe the evidence you're looking for has to do with fire.
Yeah, I know. This?
Take that!
Dr. Buff's research notes. What do they have to do with this?
Look at this. The burning orb, the appearance of the founder. This part points to both.
Take that!
There's a legend about the orb involving a mysterious riddle, and this song in turn is said to contain the key to solving it. Hi, Maddie. How are you doing? Also, good morning. If the legend is true, then I believe the answer lies in this part of the song. Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire. Only then shall the Holy Mother return. Well, anyone see where I'm going with this? I also just realized I kind of slipped further into the Phoenix voice than the Apollo one. Prayers as fervent as fire. Ah! You're supposed to set the orb on fire? The whole stanza seems to suggest the founder will appear if the orb is set on fire.
Oh, wait, so the doctor, he...
Yes, Athena. He had solved the ancient riddle of the founder's orb. Oh my.
Papa was a great archaeologist. So I believe in him, and I want to believe. I want to believe that he achieved his long-time dream of solving that riddle before he died.
Well, we won't know for sure until we try it ourselves.
Yes, do it, Private Justice, please. I want to see what Papa was searching for with my own eyes.
Objection!
The, plaintiff must object to this.
Objection!
The plaintiff will stand down and be quiet.
Objection!
You don't have the right to set a precious relic like that on fire.
Objection!
Oh, but I do. All I needed was Sarge's permission. Since we still don't know if this treasure is the Founder's Orb or the Crystal of Amife, any ownership rights the Doctor had now belong to his daughter. Therefore, you have absolutely no right to stop us. I do gotta say, it's a little bit, it cracks a little bit on inspection as to like why Phoenix is even helping this. I really hope that they actually explain why he's helping Politician, but it is really funny because it's a bit out of character for him to be helping Politician, but he is still very much within character because we don't have access to any of his internal dialogue, so he's coming off as like this confident, like has everything planned 12 steps ahead. But most definitely, if we were in Phoenix's shoes, Phoenix would be panicking this entire case. Very well, Mr. Justice. I never thought I'd be saying this, but you may burn the evidence. All right, here we go. This looks like it was made in VR chat. Look!
Apollo! The inside of the orb! It's melting!
Something in there. Oh, and it has her face. Ah! Dirk! Isn't she? Her garb leaves no room for doubt. It's the Founder herself. They're even playing the Near Automata music. Face and all. I don't understand. The greatest of taboos in Kurayanism is the depiction of the Founder's face. Yet here it is, hidden within this orb. Become as gods, yeah. Sorry, Mr. Wright, but as you can see, the issue is crystal clear. This figure is the Holy Mother, founder of Kurayanism. And based on that, this must be none other than the Founder's Orb.
Objection!
Be that as it may, Mr. Rebel still may have killed the Doctor. If so, it would render the orb's transfer agreement null and void. Don't play dumb, Mr. Wright. The truth of the matter has already been proven. Dr. Buff wasn't killed right after Sarge saw Mr. Rebel. It happened after the Doctor came back from hiding the orb. And you've got no proof that Mr. Rebel was still around at the time. Ugh. Your claim that the Defiant Dragons were behind the crime doesn't hold water. And that means the orb transfer agreement is still perfectly valid. Admit it, Mr. Wright. I just burned your whole case to the ground. Oh. No! It's so funny being on the opposite side of this. Is this what the investigations games feel like? I won. I actually won? Mr. Wright, would you care to respond? Respond? I didn't think so.
Wait, did we just win? Did we actually beat the Turnabout Terror? You're amazing, Apollo.
Don't just stand there, right? Do something. Well, I don't think there's any digging out of this hole. Mr. Attition Wimperson, I think it's time for your concession speech. I've proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is the Founder's Orb. The facts don't lie, but you obviously do. How's that for a campaign slogan? Why, you contemptuous peasant! I think this is a good time to wrap up this trial. If both parties have no further objections, I will render my verdict. No objections here, Your Honor. You can't do this. The crystal is mine. I'll lose the election if I lose that crystal. I'm sorry, but there really is nothing more I can do. You haven't forgotten about our little chat, have you? What's going on here?
Objection!
Your Honor, I object to the defense's last claim. What? I don't believe they have truly proven that the relic is indeed the Founder's Orb.
Objection!
Mr. Wright, I don't think even you could bluff your way out of this one. What possible argument could you have to claim that this isn't the Founder's Orb? About that. Oh, of course. You can't possibly have hit on something. The defense's assertion is incomplete. And this is why. This is a trick I learned from Edgeworth. Their claim that this relic is the Founder's Orb is based on a legend. And a legend that claims that the Founder will return when the riddle is solved at last. Right. And that's what happened. Founder was revealed for all to see. But Mr. Justice, what about the rest of the legend? Huh? According to the legend, once the Founder returned, she would bestow spiritual power upon the person who solved the riddle. You're kidding, right? Well, Mr. Justice, do you feel great spiritual power coursing through your veins? No? But receiving spiritual powers and stuff, it's all just mystic mumbo-jumbo, right? Maybe so, but you're the one basing your claim on said legend. And what we saw here does not fully fulfill it, does it? No, but... Consequently, you cannot rightfully claim that this is the Founder's Orb. Mr. Wright, both you and I both know that that's bullshit, but just so the case can continue, I will allow this argument to pass. What's gotten into him? Why is Mr. Wright doing this? It would appear that Mr. Wright has lost a few of his marbles. That couldn't be further from the truth, Your Honor. Okay, so the guy, Mr. Politician, is, like, definitely, like, threatening Maya or threatening Trucy or something, isn't he? In any case, I believe this is a good time for a recess. Both sides have 20 minutes to prepare. I ask that all arguments be ready by then. Oh, and Mr. Wright, you'd do well to wash up and find your missing marbles by then, too.
Mr. Wright sure is acting funny. I mean, he's famous for going out on a limb, but that last assertion was just plain crazy.
It's either a bluff or a Hail Mary. Either way, it doesn't make much sense.
Maybe there's something we're missing here. Although, he seemed perfectly normal when we spoke earlier. Apollo, I have a bad feeling about this. I'm gonna go check up on him.
What's going on with you, Mr. Wright?
Hey, Private Justice.
Oh, Sarge.
I forgot to mention something. On the night of Papa's murder, a strange thing happened.
Oh, but why are you only telling me about it now?
Well, I didn't say anything before because I thought Papa's death was an accident. But now that we know otherwise, I figured it might be important.
There's still more to this case?
When I left my room and lost consciousness, I passed out right here.
That's right above the coffee bar.
Uh-huh. But when I came to, someone was pushing my wheelchair.
What?
I was so scared, I beat a hasty retreat, as fast as my wheels could take me.
Do you know who it was?
No, it was pitch black. Plus, I fled to my room so fast, I didn't even have a chance to turn on the lights.
Maybe it was your father.
No, he would have said something to me. Besides, I'd have known if it was him.
So then, it could have been your father's real killer?
My thoughts exactly.
But you didn't report this to the police.
It didn't even occur to me.
It's okay. You were obviously still upset, so don't beat yourself up over it. Apollo, this could be really important information. I think the act of pushing Sarge's wheelchair could be part of some bigger scheme. It's hard to see why else the killer would have done such a thing. Guess I should take her statement down as evidence. Oh, welcome back, Athena. What's with the long face? How'd it go with Mr. Wright?
What should I...
Athena?
Oops, sorry. Zoned out there for a sec. The recess is almost over, so let's go.
What was that all about? All right, court is once again back in session, and it is time for a piss break, everybody. I will be back in a minute. Your Honor, the defense has returned from their piss break. I'm just gonna let the ads run out real quick. There's only a couple seconds left. All right, court is once again back in session. Now, Mr. Wright, about that last objection you raised. We, the plaintiffs, still believe the defense has yet to sufficiently prove its case. They claim that according to legend, the Founder's Orb would bestow spiritual power. Yet the relic in question has failed to do so. Therefore, it has failed its own test. I see. Sticking with that ridiculous argument? Furthermore, even if it is the Founder's Orb, it can't be awarded to the Defiant Dragons. After all, they were the ones who killed Dr. Buff.
Objection!
What are you talking about? That was already proven to be false. There are no grounds for asserting that the Defiant Dragons murdered the Doctor. Oh, but I'm afraid there are, Mr. Justice. Your Honor, I would like to present new testimony to this court. Testimony that will show that Dat's a Rebel did in fact kill Dr. Buff. What? Very well, you may call your witness.
I guess Mr. Wright found another new angle.
What new testimony could there be this late in the game? You know, you could just object to it. Fellow citizens, it is I, politician, the once and future representative of the people. Jeez, not him again. My client divulged new information to me during the recess. He remembered something he saw, you see. Something crucial to this case. How very convenient. It was around 11 at night, and I was out on a mobile meet and greet around the village. That's when I saw Dr. Buff being murdered from outside his study window. Mr. Rebel snuck up from behind and struck him on the head. His weapon of choice? A suitcase. A big, strong man like him could easily swing a heavy suitcase into someone's head. Because he just pulls the wildest ideas out of his ass and you can't even argue with his bullshit. I mean, to be fair, I'm 99% sure that if Apollo had raised an objection to Wright's argument just now, like, the judge would have sided with Apollo. You saw the murder as it happened. And you're just telling us now because... I saved the best for last. It's a tactic known to all the political greats. The murder weapon was a complete mystery. But my client's eyewitness account has finally brought it into the light. According to the autopsy report, Dr. Buff was struck in the head by the corner of some object. I suppose that could very well be the corner of a suitcase. No, it can't, Your Honor.
Objection!
But eyewitness testimony isn't the same as hard evidence. Oh, I wouldn't worry about that if I were you. What's that supposed to mean? We have physical evidence too. A luminol test revealed. The doctor's blood on Mr. Rebel's suitcase. Really? But how does that prove Mr. Rebel used it as a weapon?
Objection!
You should know the answer to that, Mr. Justice. Since you know as well as I that the suitcase is covered in his fingerprints. Mr. Wright, that's because it's his suitcase. Of course it's covered in his fingerprints. What are you smoking? Ah! I forgot we dusted it right in front of Emma.
The turnabout terror strikes again.
This is quite convincing testimony and evidence. Nevertheless, you may proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Justice. Didn't we just do a whole song and dance about Maya's fingerprints on a knife? Fuck, don't remind me. That whole case... I liked that case in concept, but I really didn't like that case in execution, because there was so much walking in circles in that case. Why is Phoenix in the prosecutor's stand? Because despite the fact that we are in fact investigating a murder, this is also not a murder trial. This is a civil trial. And so it's two defense lawyers. Also, hi Barrick, how are you doing? Imagine if someone used your kitchen knife as a murder weapon. Oh yeah, there's your fingerprints.
Hold it!
You were on a so-called mobile meet and greet at 11 at night? That's right. It's the perfect time because everyone is at home. You should have seen how the villagers' eyes teared up when they heard what I had to say. Tears of frustration, no doubt. You weren't riding around in your palanquin? That's right. Some village idiot reported me to the police. I'd been banned from using it after dark.
No wonder with all the noise he makes.
So what exactly did you see then? That's when I saw, yep, you're going to jail.
Hold it!
Sounds like you witnessed something rather shocking. Indeed. I didn't even believe it at first. I mean, a vicious murder in Kurain? There haven't been many murders there, I take it. If I'm elected, I promise you such a terrible tragedy will never happen again. A vote for me is a vote to banish a murderer forever from our beloved Kurain village. Yeah, good luck with that. Mr. Attition Wimperson, please tell the court what you saw at the scene of the crime. Mr. Rebel snuck up from behind and struck him on the head.
Hold it!
He snuck up from behind. So you're saying the doctor never even realized that Mr. Rebel was there? That's right. He was utterly absorbed in a book. I see. What did you see Mr. Rebel do next? He climbed up the bookshelf ladder and dumped a bunch of books down on the body. I believe he was trying to make it look like an accident. But that idiot didn't realize I could see everything from outside the window. I dropped the fucking dongle out of my controller again. I really gotta stop fucking with this thing. But, like, it's just the right size to, like, just pick it up and fuck around with it. How did I become a big purple square for a minute there? What the fuck? Chat, how did I become a big purple square? I think I like... Yeah, biggest hat. One of those statements doesn't feel right. Your Honor, I believe the witness made an important statement just now about how... Dats is an idiot. Doctor was reading a book. The doctor was reading a book at the time of the murder. That's vital testimony. Very well, the witness will please add that statement to his testimony. The doctor was standing in front of the bookshelves, absorbed in a book.
Hold it!
You watched a murderer commit his crime, and did nothing to stop it? That doesn't sound like a good way to score points with the voting public. I'm a politician, not a superhero. I'm under no obligation to risk life and limb.
He sure is quick to deny his obligations when there's nothing in it for him.
Getting tired of listening to his endless campaigning and flimsy rationalizations. About your testimony, Mr. Attition, Wimperson. You said Mr. Rebel struck the doctor from behind while he was absorbed in a book. Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Hold it!
Are you sure? Positive. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. Yet despite your certainty, you kept quiet about it until now. No, I was waiting. I knew there would be a perfect chance to talk about it later. Information must always be disclosed in a strategic manner. That is one of the lessons of kingcraft as taught by the Ashton, I keep reading this as Ashton for some reason. Attition clan. Is there a lesson by chance in the Attition Kingcraft guidebook on being honest? Of course not, I'm a politician! Honesty in politician is like oil and water. Anyway, I saw Mr. Rebel commit that heinous crime.
Dr. Buff was struck from behind while he was absorbed in a book? He must have been really into it.
Doesn't add up.
What doesn't?
That politician is lying. I'm sure of it.
Hold it!
Oh, whoops. Politician found lying. Yeah, sand found at beach too. Real. Correct.
Hold it!
I would have to agree. That suitcase is really heavy. Wait a second. How did you know it was so heavy? For all you knew, it could have been empty.
Objection!
My client witnessed the crime in progress. So naturally, he saw Mr. Rebels straining to lift what was obviously a heavy suitcase. Can't say I'm a fan of you trying to discredit my client by tripping him up, Mr. Justice. Just doing what you always do, Mr. Wright.
Dr. Buff was struck from behind while he was absorbed in a book. He must have been really into it.
Doesn't add up.
What doesn't?
Yep. I want to send the crime scene picture here. Please take a look at me turning back time. Apollo, you're not supposed to be able to do that. Only I'm supposed to be able to do that. Sucks to suck, Mr. Wright.
Hold it!
The witness said Mr. Rebel is an idiot. That's a key piece of information. Don't you jump on the bandwagon, AJ. I'm no idiot, you hear? I fail to see how that's a key piece of information. Yeah, I guess it's not, is it? And it seems there's no need to add it to the witness's testimony. Let's get on with it, shall we? We don't get a testimony bit about that's being an idiot. Okay, so... Oh. Oh, I see.
Objection!
The doctor was standing in front of the bookshelves, absorbed in a book, you say. I'm sorry, but it seems your testimony is completely unreliable. That's quite a bold statement. Well, let's hear you back it up. I challenge you to prove that I'm anything but 100% reliable. It would be my pleasure. Lately, it seems the doctor's eyes had gotten so bad he needed reading glasses. However, his reading glasses were over on his desk. So you see, there's no way he could have been reading in front of the bookshelves. No, you're wrong. I'm sorry, Mr. Attition Wimperson, but I'm going to have to ask you to explain this discrepancy to the voting public. You what? Or wait, you what? I'll explain it, you lowly cur. I simply made a mistake, you see. The doctor was actually sitting at his desk when Mr. Rebel hit him over the head. But then the doctor would have been facing him. Surely he would have seen him and tried to run. Dr. Buff was nodding off. I could tell because his eyes were closed and he wasn't moving. Sounds more like what you would do. Then how do you explain the fact that he was struck in the back of the head? Isn't that something that should be impossible from the front of the desk? Oh, about that. He bowed his head when he nodded off. That's when he was clobbered. So that's what you saw. Well, Mr. Justice, that sounds like a perfectly reasonable explanation to me. You have a problem with the proposal that the doctor was struck while nodding off. Big problem. There is a problem. A very big problem. The witness's statement doesn't hold up under the slightest bit of scrutiny. Is that so? Then will you please show this court what evidence you have to justify this? Gladly, Your Honor. This shows the problem with the witness's claim that he saw the doctor nodding off.
Take that!
Diagram of the study. Mr. Attition Wimperson allegedly viewed the murder from here. And the doctor was allegedly nodding off. Here. But from his vantage point, the bookcase would have blocked the witness's line of sight. Why, yes, I believe you're right. But...
Objection!
The fact remains my client knew the suitcase was the murder weapon. So he definitely has first-hand knowledge of the crime scene. I'm afraid I have to agree with you there, Mr. Wright. But then we have to ask ourselves, from what vantage point did he see the murder? What are you insinuating, Mr. Justice? From what vantage point could Mr. Attition Wimperson have seen the dozing doctor? Once we determine that, I believe we'll finally see the truth behind this incident. The witness saw the murder from right here.
Take that!
Gotta be kidding. But that's... It is indeed. But everything only makes sense if the witness was there in the study.
Inside the study? But that's the scene of the crime!
I know. Mr. Attition Wimperson, the man who claims to be a witness to the murder, was most certainly in that very room.
Apollo, are you suggesting...
Mr. Attition Wimperson, weren't you the one who actually swung that suitcase?
Objection!
What you're proposing is ludicrous. My client is a small, thin man, whereas Mr. Rebel has the musculature to pull it off. He has a point. Gave up trying to lift that thing after one go. That's right. He's the only one who could have lifted such a heavy object. Now do you understand? The Rebel, that's a Rebel, is the doctor's killer.
As long as the suitcase is the murder weapon, the suspicion falls entirely on Dats. You'll have to poke a hole in Mr. Wright's argument somehow, Apollo.
Oh, I will. And with his own technique, no less. If Mr. Attition Wimperson couldn't swing the suitcase around, we'll just have to consider another way he could have used it as a murder weapon instead. I'm going to turn this case on its head, Mr. Wright, just like you taught me. You talk big, Mr. Justice, but do you have what it takes? Well, this should be interesting. Mr. Attition Wimperson's testimony has been filled with one inaccuracy after another. First, he stated that Dr. Buff was in front of the bookshelves. Now he claims that the doctor was sitting at his desk. So where was the victim really when he was killed? Also, where was his killer? And how was the murder weapon really used? So the important thing here is the position of the victim and the killer relative to each other. Yes, Your Honor. If they were positioned in a certain way, it would be possible to use the suitcase as a weapon without lifting a finger. You can't mean. I would ask the court to recall the study's layout. It's quite distinctive, as you can see. Now, if Dr. Buff were sitting in a certain spot, and his killer was at a certain other spot, the suitcase would become a weapon anyone could use. He dropped it on him? Very well, Mr. Justice. Yes, Phoenix Wright, it's called a seesaw. Where was Dr. Buff's killer at the time of the crime? Just making a quick confidence save. It's definitely up here. There. Oh, that's... This should wrap things up nice and pretty for you, Mr. Wright. I would ask the court to recall the study's layout. But this time, instead of thinking in 2 dimensions, let's think in 3. Only then can we clearly see the killer's method at work. Apollo Justice 3D, baby! The killer didn't have to swing the suitcase. If he used gravity to his advantage, that is. That's right. It was the plaintiff, one Paul Attition Wimperson, who used the suitcase. He pushed it from the second floor and sent it hurtling down onto Dr. Buff, who was sitting at the coffee bar. Ah! The psychology book had been at the coffee bar, no doubt. The doctor must have set it down there after he'd finished reading it, or the like. But his blood got on it, which is why the killer thought to hide it in that mountain of books.
Objection!
That's quite an entertaining theory you have there, Mr. Justice. But there's no evidence that the murder took place at the coffee bar. I'm not so sure about that, Mr. Wright. I'd say that evidence of the murder occurring at the coffee bar exists. The evidence does exist, and I'm going to show you. You are? This right here is proof that the murder took place at the coffee bar.
Take that!
Or should I call you Mr. Wrong? This brown stain was determined to be coffee. What's more, it was still a bit damp when we saw it yesterday morning. One look at this book speaks volumes, I'm afraid, Mr. Wright. It tells us the doctor was having a cup of coffee at the coffee bar. That's when the suitcase came hurtling down, striking him on the head, causing both his blood and his coffee to spatter onto it. But it was actually a stain from where the victim shat himself. Well, Mr. Attition Wimperson? What motive could I possibly have had to kill Dr. Buff? And there it is. That final excuse cornered killers are so fond of. Wow, I love... I was talking to Viv about this last night. How, like, it's always the last thing that comes up is motive. I fucking love that this game is so self-aware that it's always, like, that last thing that they always bring up. Well, the doctor never returned to your crystal, did he? Or to you, did he? Instead, he hid it in the cave ruins. Telling him that the Defiant Dragons were a dangerous bunch was a huge blunder. All it did was make him hide the orb. Your lie came back to bite you in the end. Even worse, the doctor saw the news reports. I got crap on my glasses. Even worse, the doctor the doctor saw the news reports, so he knew the relic was the Founder's Orb. Being the conscientious researcher he was, he knew he had to return it to its rightful place. And that meant keeping it out of your hands. You were so angry that he refused to return the relic to you, that you killed him with your own hands. Isn't that right, Mr. Attition Wimperson? That is...
Hold it!
What are you gonna throw at us now, Phoenix? Apollo! Don't. Please don't accuse my client of murder. Huh? What do you mean, don't accuse him? Why would you even say that, Mr. Wright? What I meant was, he's a promising politician with a bright future ahead of him. Yeah, he definitely has dirt on Phoenix. It's in our nation's best interest to avoid burdening him with the taint of scandal. Say what? More tape. Right. You'd better do something to change the current courtroom climate. or I'll be charged with murder. And you know what will happen to her if that happens. Ah, yeah, it's definitely Maya. What's he talking about? Well, I can ponder that later. For now, Mr. Wright, you can't possibly believe that Mr. Rebel is the killer. Are you really going to send an innocent man to prison? I thought you were better than that. Well, Mr. Wright, answer me. Literally just made an open threat in the courtroom. This wouldn't be the first time. Mr. Wright? What in the world's going on here? You won't say anything, then...
Hold it!
Mr. Attition Wimperson.
Apollo, wait.
The defense hereby accuses you of... Not you too, Athena.
It's just, I wasn't sure whether I should say anything, but... During that last recess, when I went to check on Mr. Wright, I overheard something I shouldn't have.
I trust Maya is unharmed. I can't really say, but just remember, if I'm arrested or fail to obtain the treasure, there will be consequences. Consequences of the worst kind, if you catch my drift. Oh my god, Maya got kidnapped again? Relax. All you have to do is ensure I get my hands on that relic. I must deliver it to my benefactor at all costs. What do they want that relic for anyway? It's something to do with an old legend. My patron seeks the great power said to be granted to whoever solves its secret. Maya? As in, Maya Fey.
Yes, the boss's legendary former assistant.
Maya Fey's being held hostage?
So it seems.
Why didn't you tell me about this as soon as you heard this?
Sorry, it's just... Mr. Wright spotted me before I could slip away. And made me promise not to tell you. He said it would make things more difficult if you found out.
Ugh. As if things weren't already hard enough. So that's why Mr. Wright was acting so strange. I had no idea. This must have been excruciating for him, just like it is in Ace Attorney 2. Think, Justice. There's gotta be something you can do. Phoenix comes back into her life for 5 seconds. She immediately gets accused of murder once and then kidnapped again. Mr. Justice, about that last statement of yours. I believe you are in the middle of accusing the plaintiff of murdering Dr. Buff. Would you care to continue? I'm sorry, Apollo. I'm really, really sorry. What's gotten into you two? I accuse that slimebag. I put Miss Faye's life in jeopardy. It seems you finally caught on. I'm far too important to be accused of murder. After all, our nation's future rests squarely on my shoulders. Or I give up, or... Once I present the crystal to my patron, my victory is assured. Then one day I'll become president, and then king. I'll have every politician at my command. Now retract your accusation. I can't kowtow him now, or I can't kowtow to him, but I think that's how that's pronounced. But the defense would like to retract previous accusation. Who? Oh, it's Dirk. Apollo. Dirk? I don't know what's going on here, but a lawyer should never look at the way you do right now. Rhymes with cow cow? Oh. Defeat and resignation written all over your face. You gonna say a dragon never yields?
Never yields.
Who voices, Dirk? Even when wounded, dragon bites down hard and never lets go till its dying breath. It glares, it roars, and it latches its jaws firmly onto its prey till the bitter end. That's what lawyers do to get to the truth. Dirk, dragon never yields. He's right. It's all over if I give up now. Mr. Wright's hands are tied. It's up to me to do what must be done. He saved my neck so many times. Now, it's my turn to save his. Dirk, thanks for that wake-up call. Jameson Price. Huh. Now that's the face of a lawyer you've got there, son. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm going to find the way to save Miss Fey, and see that justice is served. Scumbag is holding Miss Fey hostage to ensure he gets the orb for his patron. Seems said patron believes in the orb's legend. Thing is, the founder did appear when the orb was exposed to fire, just as the legend said. The legend is true, and we've already solved the riddle, right? My assumption would be no, not yet, because there's still more to the thing. I really do. I love revisualization. It's a good mechanic. Legend says the founder will bestow great spiritual power when she returns. But if that's true, it means we haven't solved the whole riddle yet. But how can that be? Are we missing something? Wait, maybe the part about the founder returning should be taken literally. But how would it be possible for a dead person to return to the world of the living? Time travel. That's really funny considering that case 6 in this game is Turnabout Time Traveler. Oh, I know. There is a way for the dead to return. Spirit channeling. Of course, you'd have to know what the founder looks like first. But the orb has revealed her face to us. So what if it's a sign that we should channel her? Given the facts, in order to solve the riddle and receive the founder's power, I need spirit medium. The ability of a medium to channel spirits is the final key to unlocking the orb's secret. That means Mr. Attition Wimperson's patron will need one too. And once that slimy politician realizes that, he won't be able to lay a finger on Miss Fey. Everything's going to be okay, Mr. Wright. Because Mr. Politician Wimperson can't afford to harm a hair on Miss Fey's head. Wow. Huh? Shinji, channel the founder. Maya will have to do it again. Mr. Attition Wimperson. It seems you've chosen the wrong person to take hostage. What do you mean? Your patron seeks to solve the orb's riddle, and thereby receive great spiritual power. However, only Maya Fey can truly give them what they really want. plan? What do you mean, only Maya Fey? Think about what the return of the founder really means. We should have considered it more literally. After all, the orb was made in the kingdom of Kurain, the birthplace of spirit mediums. Ah, I think I see now. You need to know what the deceased looks like in order to channel them. But in Kuraianism, depicting the face of the founder is taboo. However, her true face was hidden in the orb. So maybe the orb is telling us to try channeling the founder. Exactly. Through a spirit medium, the founder can quite literally return. And if the legend is true, the founder just might bestow spiritual power on someone when she does. It's like when Pearls imbued my Magatama with spiritual power. She looks so old in that picture. If a human could be imbued with such power in a similar manner. It's said the founder possesses immense spiritual power. Such a great feat would not necessarily be beyond her. Wait a second. Then the legend is true? Do you understand now, Mr. Attition Wimperson? You're holding hostage the final key to unlocking the orb's secret. And if anything were to happen to her, the riddle would remain unsolved forever. Ah! There's always Pearl Faye. I could simply ask her to help. If she wants money, I have plenty to offer. She's not the kind of person to be tempted by material gain. And she certainly wouldn't help you if anything were to happen to her cousin. Or maybe you'd like to go ask the Queen of Kurain to channel the founder for you. He could, but he'd probably get executed for requesting such a thing. It's over. Now confess. You killed Dr. Buff, didn't you? It wasn't supposed to end this way. Mr. Attition Wimperson, are you admitting to committing the crime? You are my lawyer, right? Do something! It's true that I am your lawyer, and as such, it's my job to defend you. However, defending my client isn't the only duty a lawyer has. There's something else that's equally as important. And that's finding the truth. What? Sorry, give me a sec. Mr. Attention Wimperson. Or Attention. You have sought to twist the truth in the dirtiest of ways. I was complicit in your hostage-taking, but in a way, I was being held hostage too. Even so, there's still hope for me to make things right. And I owe it all to you, Apollo. Mr. Wright. I can't allow a murderer to walk away scot-free. Therefore, Mr. Attition Wimperson, I must resign as your attorney. No. Does this mean I'm under arrest? No! Well, I've nothing to confess. What? I've said I have nothing to confess. I don't and I won't, especially not to a plebeian like you. This guy doesn't know when to give up. Besides, there's no truth to these allegations. I mean, look at the suitcase. You won't find a single print of mine on it. All that means is you wiped them off, taking care to only leave Mr. a rebels. As many a great politician has said before me, no comment. In that case, try switching things up, Apollo. Look at the situation from a different angle. Is there really nothing that points to the suitcase being dropped from up above? Evidence that points to the suitcase being dropped from the second floor.
Huh. If the killer pushed the suitcase from the second floor hallway over to the coffee bar, that would place him right around here.
Ah, maybe. Just maybe. Thought of something, Apollo? I believe this piece of evidence to be connected to the dropping of the suitcase. Ah, come on. I believe this piece of evidence is connected to the dropping of the suitcase.
Take that!
That appears to be a statement, but how is that related to this case? On the night of the murder, Your Honor, Miss Army Buff physically left her room. That's when she saw the doctor burning the orb and subsequently passed out. Right above the coffee bar. But with her there in her wheelchair. The killer wouldn't have been able to drop the suitcase down on the doctor. Good point. However, according to Sarge, she woke up just as someone was trying to move her in her wheelchair. Ah.
Someone was pushing my wheelchair.
What?
I was so scared. I beat a hasty retreat as fast as my wheels could take me.
She must have been in the killer's way and had to be moved. Isn't that right, Mr. Attition Wimperson? Ugh. And if the killer had pushed the wheelchair with his bare hands, we may yet find the conclusive evidence we need. Thank you! He didn't wipe the handles on the wheelchair. I was thinking that when she was talking about it. Exactly. Fortunately for us, that evidence slipped right through the killer's fingers. If only he'd been able to hold on to it just a little tighter. But now he's neither able to discard nor alter it. Honestly, that piece of evidence wasn't even supposed to be here in this courtroom today. And yet, it looks like sometimes things do get better. But this wasn't supposed to happen. No? Well, too bad, because the evidence that sped away from you that night has come back to haunt you right here at this very trial. Your Honor, the defense's final piece of evidence is on this person.
Take that!
That's... On the night of the murder, Sarge passed out, only to come to and find someone was pushing her wheelchair. That's when she fled back into her room. She didn't physically see a single soul after that. Not until Athena drew her out through that therapy session, that is. While the killer was able to wipe the prints on the suitcase off, the same can't be said for the prints that got away. My fellow Kuranians. Well, Mr. Politician Wimperson, try to explain your way out of this one. The podium is all yours. Politician, savior of Kurain. I'm not a crook. My political career, it can't end like this. I'm destined for great things. Something's wrong. This isn't real. It's a dream. Huh? What? Wait, really? No way. Bonsai, bonsai, bonsai. No, please. Wait, don't go. No, no, please. Whoa, Grandpa. Mr. Titian Wimperson, are you alright? Bailiff, get him to the first aid station, on the double. If so many people, like, pass out and foam at the mouth, we had to make a first aid station in this courthouse. Well, this was yet another unexpected turn of events. In light of everything that's been revealed, it seems the relic is indeed the Founder's Orb. And it seems Mr. Politician Wimperson can be considered a suspect in Dr. Buff's murder. Apollo, I want to thank you for everything. And thanks to you, I didn't have to keep bending the truth. I don't know what I would have done without you. Don't mention it.
You were amazing today, Apollo.
Well, I couldn't have done it without Dirk. Sachi, what do you think about I, the Somnium Files 3? Kaname Date's Insomnia.
A dragon never yields.
Even when wounded, a dragon bites down hard. Never lets go till its dying breath. It glares, it roars, and it latches its jaws firmly onto its prey till the bitter end. That's what lawyers do to get to the truth. Dragon never yields. Every lawyer should take that to heart. As it seems, both sides have no further objections. Kaname Date in situations, let's go! Would Dirk Sadmati please take the stand? Court awards the orb to the defiant dragons per the stated transfer agreement. No, not guilty though. The Kingdom of Kurain claim ownership. The matter may have to be deliberated in court all over again. I just hope, or shall I say pray, that I'm not the judge presiding over that one. Indeed, a trial like that might spark an international incident. Still, there are bigger and more momentous things astir in the air. Revolution. Dirk's really serious about this. This court is adjourned. This definitely isn't the end of this case, by the way. Nayuta needs to be here. He has to be. There's too many plot threads that have been left dangling. Nice work, son. We've finally broken through the last obstacle on the road to revolution. Revolution? Just doesn't seem real. Yes, well, to think you actually defeated the Fighting Phoenix. All I can say is this. That's my boy. Well, Mr. Wright did have his hands tied. Who knows if I'd have won if he'd been able to fight me head on.
I see it more like you saved Mr. Wright.
Saved him?
Yeah, remember what he said? He didn't have to bend the truth anymore, and it was all thanks to you.
I don't know about that. Still, I guess it is kind of nice to be appreciated.
Mr. Dirk, now that the Holy Mother's face has been revealed, are you going to have a spirit medium try channeling her? I, for one, would love to see the return of the legendary founder.
Yeah, just think about it. Being able to speak to someone right out of the history books. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. What? Why? The face isn't enough. You also need the true name of the one you're attempting to channel. Oh, right. Pearl mentioned something like that. And the founder's true name is only known to the priestess who's been crowned queen. In short, the only living person who knows it is the current queen of Kurain, Garen. Oh, so without her help, we won't be seeing the founder anytime soon?
That's no fun.
Ugh. I can't wait for the 11th hour reveal to be that the founder's name is Amife. So Dirk, what will you do now? First, I'll start by tracing the route by which the orb came into Dr. Buff's hands. Since we now know it was Politician that asked the doctor to study it, isn't he the one who stole it? No. Political nobody like him couldn't get anywhere near the orb, let alone steal it. Must have had inside help. My money is on someone connected to the royal family. Oh, right. You said something to that effect back in the cave. I'm very proud of you, son. You didn't flash back to us being in the cave. Whoever it may be, we need to expose their dirty scheme to the light of day. Well, I'm sure Mr. Wright has plenty of information, courtesy of his dirty client. He might be able to shed some light on this.
Private Justice.
Oh wait, this is the helicopter. That was fine work you did at the trial today. You did your sergeant proud. Yo, thank you for the raid, Sin. How are you doing? But yeah, for those of you who don't know me, if there's literally anybody in this raid that doesn't know me, hi, I'm Maddie. I'm a variety streamer. I stream lots of RPGs, lots of visual novels. I've been on Sin's stream a lot.
And I've been told that I have a really nice voice.
Back at you, Sarge. Took real courage to leave your room like that.
It's all thanks to you and Corwin and Sykes. With my siege defense over, I can finally sally forth.
The battle's only just begun. One for me and me alone to fight.
To lose your mother, and then your father. Oh, what a terrible thing to endure.
Also, what were you streaming, Sin? I hope that your stream was good. Yeah. Being wheelchair bound doesn't help.
Private Justice. I've been thinking. It's about time I stood on my own 2 feet. After all, I no longer have Papa to coddle me.
Huh? I'm afraid I don't follow. Working on Liz's model. Yeah, I don't think I'm going for very much longer, because I'm already a little bit over on time, but I still appreciate the raid. And yeah, get you some sleep. Huh? I'm afraid I don't follow.
Take a good look, soldier. This is one small step for man, and one giant leap for me. Hold my drone for me. Would you, Private Justice?
Yes, sir. What is she up to?
What? Whoa.
Emotional support attack helicopter. You joke, Ando, but that's real. That's just correct. She's standing? What's this? Sarge, you mean your legs? There.
The doctor told me I was ready to walk again months ago. But if I admitted I could walk, I knew I'd have to leave the house. So I faked it.
Makes sense, but...
I kept pretending I couldn't walk. But I know Papa is watching over me now, and I'd hate to disappoint him. So, from this day forth, I'm going to march forward to on my own 2 feet.
A brave kid trying to move forward like this. Must be so hard this soon after her father's death. Don't you ever stop. You just keep on walking, comrade. Stay brave because there will always be days you'll want to stop. I have faith you'll find a way to muster the strength and push through them. Yeah, you can do it.
Hey, Daddy's back.
Mr. Wright, what's that look on his face for? Oh, Apollo. Is everything all right with Miss Faye? She's safe, for now.
Well then, we'd better go save her quick. Where is she anyway?
She's back in Kurine, isn't she? 2 wheelchair cases back to back. Yeah, because the one I was doing on Viv's stream was Turnabout Big Top, which also had a person that was wheelchair bound. I'm afraid I have some bad news. Huh? Maya's not here in the States. She's still in Kurine. And she's still being held hostage by the mastermind behind this whole thing. The mastermind? That's right. Politician Wimperson was nothing more than a pawn. Maya's true abductor is in the kingdom of Kurine. What? I don't understand, Mr. Wright. What in the world's going on over there? It's now Yuta, isn't it? Shocking as that news was, it was only just the beginning. The beginning of something big. Big enough to shake Kurine to its very core. Revolution. I was being swept up in a mighty wave that nothing could stop. Of course, at the time, I had no idea what the days ahead had in store for us. What do I think follows? I think Apollo... If we stay in... It's either gonna be Apollo topples a foreign government, or it's gonna be Phoenix and Apollo topple a foreign government. We're gonna be investigating some murder case, and we're gonna figure out a way how to pin it on the queen. It's gonna be like the person that assassinated the person that assassinated the previous queen of Kurine is gonna be the current queen of Kurine. Like that's my call. Now Yuta will come back and probably say stupid shit more so we can increment the counter. But unfortunately, as much as I would like to keep going after the raid, I need to sleep. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you to everyone who came in with the raid. I really appreciate it. I know it was a very, very short amount of time that you were here, but I still appreciate you hanging out for the little bit. We'll see how my voice is feeling if I end up continuing this tomorrow. Because it'll either be continuing this tomorrow and you know, just keep on trucking on, or I will give my voice a break. We'll see. Otherwise, also, Ando, you missed it. I had a weird bug happen where, like, when I leaned down to pick something up, I turned into a giant purple square because my hat zoomed super into the camera. But yeah, other than that, give me just a sec and we'll find someone to raid. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I wish I could raid Lune, but I can't because Lune is playing an Ace Attorney game that I haven't played yet. She's playing one of the 3 that I haven't streamed. Or they're playing, sorry. DG is streaming. It's been a hot minute since we've raided DG. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Raid message is you, Poke. Here you go. We're going and poking the ghost. Who are we raiding? We're raiding DG, Delinquent Ghost. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope to see you here tomorrow for possibly more of this and possibly like doing Celeste stuff, just because I might need a break for my voice because my voice is starting to feel a bit rusty. But other than that, have a good one and take care, everyone.